everybody, it's Saturday the 7th of March, it's about 20 past 9 and I'm up and fishing. I really didn't want to get out of bed this morning, I'm so tired, but I think it'll be worth it. It'll be the last day I'm fishing on my holiday. I got tomorrow off as well, but I want to spend that at home, getting ready to go back to work on Monday. The rods are all out. It took me about 7 casts to get the left hand rod on the spot, so I could tell I'm tired. The right hand rod went straight in under the tree. I did try putting it down in the spot that I was talking about yesterday, but that's where the lily pads grow, so when the lead hit the bottom it didn't feel clean and I didn't feel confident leaving it there. So I've gone back to the tree, where both rods are now on double yellow corn. So let's see if it is yellow that is the trigger colour. I'm hoping I'll get a fish, the weather's good. The wind's not as bad today, hence why the umbrella's not up yet. And fingers crossed we get a fish. So I've just been sitting here chilling, drinking a can of Coke, reading me tweets, and I realised I haven't set my landing net up. What if I caught a fish? I'd have to like wrestle it out or something. Rookie mistake guys. Oh. There you go guys, I'm now all ready if I catch a fish. All I got to do now is get my umbrella up, because believe it or not, if I sit in this sun I'll probably burn. Being a ginger and extremely pale skinned, this tiny bit of sun here will kill me. I just walked around and chucked 10 freebies just around each spot, and lo and behold, who turns up as soon as I put them in? These buggers. Here he goes, down he goes. Have a good scoff, mate. So it's 10:30 and the wind is really picking up now. As you can probably tell by the fact the umbrella keeps moving behind me. It's blowing all the way across the lake. It's quite a cold breeze, so being in here it's quite nice. Just keeps it off the back. The sun's really warm. The only problem I've got is when it does pick up the wind, I've had to lower my rod tips like pretty much right to the water so that the wind doesn't keep picking up the line and giving me false bites. I've turned the sensitivity down on the Delkims as well. And I have to keep grabbing the umbrella because I feel like it's going to fly away. Without this centre bar that comes down into the ground, it's a little bit less stable. And when you get a really good gust, the whole thing moves. It's not going to blow away because it's pegged down. Well, I hope it ain't going to blow away anyway. Right guys, I'm just going to quickly take you through how I would set up my rods. Now, as you all know, I like to have a bit of tubing. So, a little bit of advice, when you're getting ready to thread your tubing on, just cut the end of your line at a slight angle. Just like that. You won't be able to see it on the camera because it'll be too close. And it'll make it go through a little bit easier. Now, let's put this lead pouch down for a sec. I find if you keep the tubing nice and tight, so I put it in between my legs, and then you just want to start threading the line down through the tubing. Like so, it's going down. Just remember to keep the tubing nice and tight and keep it straight so that the line doesn't kink in there, and it will go through quite easily. Still going, still going. It's quite a long bit of tubing this, so see, look, if it's not tight, look, now it's starting to get caught. Doesn't want to go through. So again, I'm just gonna, you won't be able to see for a sec, just stretch it right out. It's going back through nice and easy. There you go, and as you can see, it's out the end there. Let me just show you that. There you go, it's now back out the end. Right, pull that through. If you cut your tubing at an angle as well, as you can possibly see there, when you go to put your lead on, take the tube off. I always take this off first, if you can get it off. I slide that onto the line, like so. Put that through, and then I put my lead on. So we're just going to slide the line through here, bang, and out the other end. Then we're going to put the rubber on the end there, Right, then I'm going to take the tubing, and now because I've cut it at an angle, it should go in there a little bit easier. Now these are brand new, so give it a little twist. Just give it a little twist, and that will go in there, and it will sit in there nicely, making it one complete set. Right, now for the rig. Right guys, so now I'm just going to show you how I tie my rigs. What we're going to need is the IQ2 in 12 pounds, a size 8 wide gape X hook, and just a size 8 swivel, and then what I like to call a sacrifice boilie, which is just an old pop-up which I keep laying around. Right, so we're going to start off with the IQ2. We're just going to take a bit out, probably not a lot. I don't want my rig to be particularly long. I'm going to cut that off. Right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make an overhand loop, which is really easy. You fold the line like this. I just like to give it a little pinch, and then you want to make a loop and take this end of the loop back through the loop you just made. So sometimes it's easy if you've got your baiting needle on hand, you can just pull it through, as you can see there, and then you just want to pull it tight. There you go, so we've got a loop made, and I'm just going to cut the tag end off. We don't need that. Right. Then what I like to do is I take my sacrifice boilie, I put it on the hair, and I just pull it down to roughly where the bait stop would be, like so. Then I take my hook and I slide the line in through the eye, and I take it down to the boilie. Now the reason why I've got the boilie on there is then I can now see how long I want the hair to be. So I want it about there. You want the bait just below the bend of the hook basically. So then you pinch the line on the back of the hook like so, and you just go around. It's important that you do your first turn away from the join of the eye, because if you do it around the other way, the line will go into the join and break off. Right, so I've gone round 6 times there, and I'm just going to go 1 and take it up the line a little bit, up the one back round and up the line, just to help hold it tight, and then you pass it back through the back of the eye and pull tight. And there you go guys, a knotless knot there with the hair already on there. Then what we do is we take a little sleeve, which I've got here, and I slide this on, like so. And then take my swivel, pass it in. You just want to do a simple knot that everybody knows, out. Just go back through the eye, and then take it 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass that back through the loop that you've made down the bottom. Pull that a little bit tight. Put a bit of saliva on it. Just to loosen up the knot. And then I take my rig pulls. I put this through the eye there like so. Take the other rig pull and I put it on the hook. A little bit more saliva, and I start to ease it shut, making sure that I pull this tag end as well through to keep everything tight. Pull it down, ease it down. Just ease it down. Give it a pull, and you'll see that the knot has gone nice and tight there. Cut off the tag end, slide the sleeve on, and there you go guys, you've got yourself a nice little rig ready to go fishing with. So there's the hair rig we just tied with the IQ2. It's very simple to do, it's been very successful for me. So I'm going to put this away. I'm not going to be using this on the rod. I'll show you the rig I'm going to be using in just a sec. So I'm not going to be using that rig that I just showed you. Basically, I've got a third rod today, and I'm going to be trying this little beauty. It's just a pop-up, really simple. This is with braid, It's a size 8 wide gape hook. That's a pineapple pop-up that's been infused in a bit of goo with just a one shot there, down onto a swivel, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take that swivel and we're just going to, hold on 1 second, we're just going to put that swivel right up in there, like so. So there's the rig complete, hooked down through there. So I'm really going to quickly just talk about leads. It's very important that you have a wide variety of leads in your bag, all different colours, shapes and sizes. As you can see, I've got just a few here. It's important that you match it to the bottom of your lake that you are fishing and the spot you are fishing. You can do that by leading around and feeling out what the bottom is. You can tell if it's silt, gravel, for example, and then you want to match your lead to that. People say fish are dumb, but if you have seen any of the underwater footage from Calder, you will know that they can spot a lead from a mile off. So I couldn't find my old backrest, so I've had to turn an old bite alarm round the wrong way and use that as a backrest. The third rod is now out and in a spot. I will show you in just a sec where it is. It's a Fox Warrior S 3-pound test code rod. It's exactly the same as the others. It's a slightly different reel. It's a TFG big pit reel. It's a really old one. And some really old cheap bite alarms I've got on there, but they do the trick. And I'll just show you where that rod is cast. It is right down the margin. It's right down there, about a foot off the bank, probably where that coot's just swimming out now. It's right there on a pop-up, so fingers crossed that one might give me a fish. It's 11:30 and we've had no bites, so putting out this third rod will maximise the chances of catching a fish. It's right down the other end of the lake, so it's not going to get tangled if I do catch one. It's not going to swim into me other lines. It's not interfering with me other spots, so hopefully something will come along and maybe take a fancy to that pop-up. I don't really fish with pop-up, so it's an experiment. Who knows, it might work, it might not work, but you've got to give these things a go. I'm hoping for one pretty soon. It's nearly lunchtime. I'm getting a bit hungry, so I'm going to crack open another can of Coke and eat a packet of crisps, and I'll see you all soon. So I just wanted to put a little bit of bait in around the third rod, and I went to find my throwing stick and it wasn't in my bag. I was like, where on earth? I was like, I haven't left it at home. I know I haven't. So I quickly ran round to the other side of the lake and it was laying on the path. Luckily no one's walked round today and the lake's quite quiet. Being the weekend, there's not really a lot of people about, and it was just sitting in the middle of the path. I don't know how it fell out of my bag, but I'm quite lucky I got it back. It's 1 o'clock, still haven't had any bites, so what I've done is I've just come down to the bus stop swims just to have a look in this bay here to see if there's any fish. I can't see any, nothing's showing, so now I'm just going to go down into the other bay, just down in the corner, and to see if the wind is pushing the fish down there. So I've walked around the whole lake and didn't see a single fish. I'm not going to move my rods, I'm not going to pack up and move to another swim, there's no point. What I'll try and do is just put in a little bit more bait and draw them towards me. Now you would think it being such a small lake that it would be easy to catch. I can tell you it is not. It took me a little while to crack it. I had to lead around, find my spots, work out where the fish would patrol through. So it always comes in handy if you've got a notepad that you can make little notes in. And I mean, I've written down anything in here. Simple things like when the sprinklers come on, what time I've caught fish, wind direction, temperature of when I'm here. I've got a little map of the lake which I've drawn with all the features. So this comes in really handy, and when you're struggling you can always go back to your little map and just look for other spots to fish. So I know I said I wasn't going to move my rods, but with the third rod, as I'm experimenting, I've brought it in from that margin all the way over there, and I've basically just walked out here, just dropped it just off the edge of these reeds in the middle of the screen there, put about 10 baits around it. Let's just see if I can catch them close in. Right guys, time is 1:45. The left hand rod's ripped off, the one that's been juicing all the fish all weekend with the yellow corn on the end of it, and we've got this little beauty. A nice 12-pound, 2-ounce common. I'm glad I managed to catch it, because when I unhooked it and I looked at its mouth, it had an old hook and line which I've removed and treated all its wounds. So let's get this fish back, swim another day. Thank you, fish. Mwah. So we've had one, not a bad little fish. It just goes to show that if you've got confidence in your spots and you don't make too much noise, you don't move about, you'll eventually get one. I could have moved earlier and gone down to another swim and started again in a completely different place, but I thought no, I'll stick it out here, put a little bit more bait in, and I've been rewarded with a fish. So now all I'm going to do is walk round to the other bank and continue with the ritual of when I catch a fish, putting in 10 more freebies around the spot, and then let's just see if we get another one. Just had a single beep on the left hand rod. There was no wind, so I know it wasn't that. There's no coots in the area, so maybe there's a few fish in the area now. Let's just see if we get a run. So I think the next time I'm down here I might fish this lifebelt swim. I'll have to clear out a few reeds just along this side and a few on this side, and then out just a little bit past the margin. There's a few reeds growing, I don't know if you can see it on the video, that I'd have to go and clear as well, just in case a fish does dart left when I hook one. All I need is enough space just for 2 rods and a landing net so I can land a fish if I do catch one. So if I do fish this swim when I come back, what I'll probably do is stick one rod at just about here, about a foot off the rushes. Normally you've got set lily pads that grow there and here, and the fish patrol in amongst the 2 sets of lily pads up and down the margin. I can then possibly get the second rod under the tree, or if I do clear out quite a lot of this, I could get it into the spot that I've been catching all the fish on from the other swim. I forgot to say that all along here is about 2 foot deep, and it's actually all stony. What we think there is a pebble beach there, like there is on a lake which is just over the road, on the other side of the road over there. There's a pebble beach in one of the lakes. We think it's exactly the same here, but since the water level's risen in this one, you can't walk out onto it like you can on the other one. Guys, I'm absolutely gutted. I've just lost my first fish. The middle rod, so the right hand rod that was under the tree, screamed off. I thought it was a coot for a second because there was a big ring mark where it looked like one had dived down. So I didn't hit it straight away. I picked up the rod and no coot came up, so I've hit it. I felt a fish for about a second and then it was off. Absolutely gutted. So the right hand rod's back in the spot, just under the tree. It hasn't really produced many fish for me this week, so I've got to run out of there and not caught it. It's a little bit gut wrenching. This ain't Pokemon, you can't catch them all, so I've just got to keep trying. We've had a run, so I'm going to put 10 baits back under there. Just like when I catch a fish, there must have been a fish in the area eating, so I'm going to put 10 more back there just to keep it all topped up. So with nothing going on in close in the margins here, I've taken the rod with the pop-up and I've put it back out on the far margin, just over there in the sun. The sun's starting to go down, so the margins over that opposite side bank are going to be the warmest. And I feel like the fish might just be patrolling up and down here, and maybe one will just come across that pop-up and take it.
You alright?
Yep.
In the net.
Woo! Good fish. Real good fish. Stop filming now. Right guys, time's 4 o'clock. Once again the left hand rod's gone ripping off. The sweetcorn, yellow sweetcorn's doing the job, and I've got a really good one. If it calms down for a second. Here we go guys. £19, 5 ounces?
6.
£19, 6 ounces of pure common carp. Not had any mirrors yet, but when you catch fish like this you can't complain. It's a lovely one. Can't wait to catch some more. It's going to get it back. Thanks very much, Mr. Fish. I'm always all ready to go back. Hold on, Mr. Fish. Let me just get him on here. Hang on. There you go, Mr. Fish. See you later, mate. Thanks very much. That's for you, Scudder. Right, once again guys, the time's 4:45 now. The left hand rod again. So that spot is definitely producing some fish. And we've got yet another common. Today's been really good guys. Here we go. £17, 6 ounces. Another cracking common. I don't know what's going on today, but it's going off. Maybe it's all the bait I've been putting in all week. Thank you, Laurie, for shading me from the sun there. Let's take a good look at it. It's quite a chunky one. It's a lovely fish. Let's get it back and see if we can get one more. I don't kiss all the fish, Emma, don't I? Tape in. It's a proper chunky one. There he goes, got his fin up, saluting me as it goes off. Come on fish, back up a little bit. Nutter. Back up. There you go, off you go. Right guys, so after catching that one, I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Great day's fishing. I've had a really good 4 days down here. Hopefully I can get back down here very soon and catch some more. I hope you're all enjoying the videos. Stay tuned because I will make more. Feel free to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment. I'll see you all soon. Tight lines.